Alright, so I'm back out at Durham, this time a little different. So I'm riding the K2 Front Street with the wish frames. So I set them up this morning. I used the Instagram live stream, and what a nightmare. So not only did I have to modify the front so that the wheels would spin, which is pretty common with wish frames. I didn't have to modify the back, but the front needed a little bit of a Dremel. But the UFS nubs wouldn't fit. So the distance between, the 2 points should be 167 mil, and it wasn't fitting. So I ended up having to Dremel out the UFS nubs and use a washer underneath to make sure that the frames wouldn't break. I wish that UFS was more standard, maybe more documented, maybe people could talk about it. But I got them working, and I'm really excited to get out here and skate them and see how they perform. Last time I was at Durham with these skates was a pretty sketchy session. It was just not fun. But I'm feeling a lot more confident on these. I feel like they're broken in a little bit better, and these frames are going to make a huge difference. So really curious to see how it goes. One more thing, the fall line for 50/50 is hitting next week. Starting to get all the products in. The white frames should be here next week. The bearings should be here next week. Both black and white juice blocks should be here next week. We also got the new drawstring bags. So these are super rip-resistant material. It's got 2 sections. I'm using it for my bag from now on. I got my clean clothes in here. I got hardware in here. And then I got all my pads and stuff in here. So everything fits. Should be good to go. And then afterwards, I put my sweat clothes and my dirty clothes in here. Bring it back, throw it in the washer. I've washed the bag a couple of times, and it works great. So if you're interested, link in the description. These will go on the shop today, and the white frames and bearings will go on the shop next week as soon as they come in. These feel great. Oh man, real great. The feeling with wish frames, it's not for everyone. I bet it's for a lot of people though. Big wheels. That 72, you get a lot of that coast that I get on my 3x100 setup. You don't lose speed as quickly. That's always the problem with smaller wheels. You could probably get to the same top speed, but you got to keep skating in order to maintain that top speed. With bigger wheels, just kind of cruise and let it do its thing. Yeah, I feel great flying through this. It is windy though, super windy. Tripod's fallen over twice already, and skating into the wind, it's not fun, but feels good to air. These skates have that shock absorber built into the insole, so it's a really nice, comfortable landing. Yeah, they're good. All right, gonna try some grinds. Soul tricks are feeling pretty good.
You know, it's been raining here. I thought I would need some wax, but that's with no wax. I don't know if they skated yesterday here. But that ledge is sliding just fine. No issues. That run up is much easier with this Wish than with an anti-rocker setup or the flat K2s, especially the long ones that I skated last time I was here. Because of that slight rocker. So I'm riding 7260s. With that slight rocker, I could turn a little bit sharper and still maintain my speed when I'm hitting this ledge. Because you can see this ledge is at a really weird angle. You've got to come perpendicular to it and then turn right at the end. Really sucks, but I mean, it's what we got. All right, here comes some Royales. Come on. There it is. Yeah. That's better. Man, so unreliable. It's like, unless I land perfectly on that first pop, I end up in the front side. That sucks. Trying to figure out why. The frames are taller, so I guess the angle would be steeper, which means that I have to get lower and bend my legs lower to avoid slipping out. Still, feels like something that I should be able to get, you know, after a few, but I'm nowhere near consistent with these. I will say that Royales over at Marsh on that really nice ledge, riding the flat K2 frames was still just as unpredictable. I'm not sure why, but I'm going to give it a few more tries, see if I can get 3 in a row. So frustrating. It's like I'll get 1 out of every 3, and it's a battle. Could it be the cuffs? I mean, I was doing Royales and Volos no problem, and them no problem. I got to assume that it's something going on with the skates. I mean, obviously I could blame myself, but I feel like I've gotten enough down that I know how to land, but you gotta get really low. I think it's just the cuffs, you know, they don't want to flex left and right. I thought they flexed pretty well though. I don't know, I'm doubting myself. But I know it shouldn't take this long for me to get Royales. It doesn't take that long on other skates, so something's up. I don't know. Maybe I'll try loosening the cuff. I mean, there's got to be something, right? Something's going on. Now I'm just getting tired. I landed 2 in a row clean, and then missed, and then 1 and missed. Just so inconsistent. Loosening the buckle helped a little bit, but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, these skates are notorious for being solid, I think is a good word for it. But it's all about the geometry, you know? If the frames are tall, I don't know how much taller these are. I'm just speculating. But if the frames are a little taller and, you know, the Royale groove in your boot is shallow, then you got to get down lower in order to get boot down. I don't think I'm getting boot down on any of these. And if so, it's really quick and I'm slipping out. So what do you do to fix that? Well, you bend your legs a lot and you squat down so that you can, you know, put your balance over that Royale foot. I just don't know that I have the muscles right now to get that low, you know? It seems like I'm trying really hard. And I don't know. I don't know that I want to try that hard to get a Royale. Let me try backside Royale, see if I can get those. I have faith. I think I can do it. They're not great. They're not great, but I feel like I was on boot. I can actually feel, it's so weird, I can feel, like I don't know if you remember, I don't know if you were around when we were skating K2 Fatties. I only skated them a little bit, but the side where you do the, like your Royale groove on the boot, if you could get low enough, you could feel the Royale, like the ledge or the rail, on your foot, like the side of your foot. I feel that. I feel like there's, like I'm grinding the ledge with my foot. And I don't know that that's a good feeling. Like I haven't had this feeling before. I think the wish frames are doing great. The groove feels a little big for me. Like when I lock on, I feel like I'm just kind of hanging on up there. I'm not really, I don't know, I'm not in a pocket. I feel like this is kind of like what the old freestyle frames would feel like, where it was a really deep groove and you just kind of put your feet up there. It's less than ideal. I mean, I think, again, my preference is a tighter groove, like a balanced frame with juice blocks. But these are fine, you know, I'm able to grind. It just doesn't feel as solid as I would hope. But I'm doing it. All right, I'm gonna hit a few other obstacles, see if I can hurt myself, and call it a day. All right, I'm pretty tired. Those Royales took a lot out of me, man. I don't know. I'm not used to such a tight cuff. I think that ultimately is the problem. You know, sole tricks are fine. I hope these skates break in. I don't know. We'll see. So I'm going to set them up next week for testing the white balance frames. They should be in middle of next week. So look for video next week. Make sure to subscribe and follow on Instagram if you want to see you know, the random stuff. Blading Cup. So Blading Cup is November 2nd and the 3rd. If you are in the Southern California area, please come out. There's going to be a lot of booths, a lot of companies showing off stuff, a lot of amazing skating. The pro and the legend list is immense with talent. You know, if you had a favorite skater, either from today or the 90s, he or she is probably going to be there. So it's going to be a great event. Look forward to meeting everybody. Please stop by the booth, 50/50 booth, and say hi. I'll have stickers and handshakes. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.